Should be aware that the following program contains language and audio images which may be found disturbing and may not be suitable for your snotty-nosed little brat who probably cusses like a sailor behind your back anyway. Parental discretion is advised.
Daddy, I'm coming to see you at visiting hours next week. Mama ain't been doing too well, I'll tell you more when we speak. And Billy's loving high school. He's out there blocking for JV. I'm sure he's gonna come around by the time you get released. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know.
It's time to holler down the pipe chase and rattle them bars, because we're going to do a prison show for you right here at beautiful old, historic old, exciting new KPFT Houston, from the heart of Montrose, where we all hope tomorrow will be a better day.
Dreams, I can see your freedom. I will hold you once more. To the men with no visitors, no money on the books. Remember, David's always gonna be here. You're never so alone. This ain't my love. It's Friday night, the inmates go quiet. Listen for a voice they know. It's prison radio. Prison radio.
You're cute.
Well, folks, it's Friday night. You're listening to The Prison Show. We're pre-recording it on Monday as usual nowadays under pandemic and mold situation we have at the station. And we're glad to be out of Fund Drive, but don't for a minute think we still don't need you calling in 713-526-5738 and making pledges. The Fund Drive fell way short of what we needed. So we're kind of going into what they're calling a preliminary quiet drive, like the one we have in December. So bear that in mind, and any of you folks out there listening with a spare change in your pocket, please make a donation. All right, but we have a great show lined up for you. First week out of regular Fund Drive here. And first off tonight, we're going to have Lakedra Blaylock, and she's the chair of Houston TIFA, the local branch of TIFA. And she's got Maury on with her somewhere. I don't see Maury. Anyway, then we're going to go to Diana Williams, who has Nikki Luella with her from Taj. And then Tat Buchanan from Bridges to Life, the regional coordinator for Bridges to Life. So we have quite a packed show for you. And that, you know, with the folks that are in rotation guests. And then we have our regular guest, Death Row Angels, on tonight. And Daniel Minisini, who I see is in the house tonight. So looks like we're on the right track here. Mysterious Mike's in the background there, wearing some kind of cap, some kind of hat, I don't know. Bless his heart. All right, so why don't we just go ahead and get the show started. And Lakedra?
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. I'm excited to be here with you guys on tonight. Hope everybody has had a great week thus far and had an amazing day. So just to give you a couple of TIFA updates, we currently have talking about membership, we currently have a little over 2,200 families that are registered. And we are strongly encouraging anyone that is interested in joining one of the hardest working prison advocacy groups to become a member. Not only is next year a legislative session, but it's also TIFA's 25th anniversary. There is strength in numbers, and we need all hands on deck to push forward during this next session. There's an annual membership fee, which is $35. And with that, both you and your loved one on the inside will receive a quarterly newsletter filled with a wealth of information. So for more information about our membership, you can reach out to, you can visit our website at tifa.org to sign up. And if you have additional questions, please call our amazing membership coordinator, Miss Mari Spooner, and she can be reached also via email at membership@tifa.org. So please join us. We ask everybody to become a part of the membership at TIFA. Also, we have our Christmas card fundraiser. We have had an overwhelming response in regard to our Christmas card fundraiser. We currently have over 200 orders. The cards come in an 8-pack and it include envelopes, and so it's $12. It is in compliance with the TDCJ Inspect to Protect initiative that bans colored paper and cardstock. These cards are printed on standard white paper by a professional printer and can be mailed into the unit. And also the deadline to place an order is November the 15th. All proceeds go toward denture cream for the indigent population that is within TDCJ. So please get your orders in by November the 15th. The cards are absolutely amazing and they were designed by our loved ones. So we're really excited about that. As some of you have probably already heard, the Board of Criminal Justice is moving the TDCJ Ombudsman Office out from under the Risk Management Division in TDCJ to under their supervision next to PREA and the OIG. That's all the information we have, but I just want you all to know that we will still push for the independent oversight this session. If you haven't signed the petitions, please do so. You can find the petition on the TIFA website at tifa.org. And while we don't know the specifics of the Ombudsman Office moving under the TDCJ, we do know that we still need that accountability, so we will still continue to fight for the independent oversight. So please encourage your loved ones and all of your friends, family, friends to go to tifa.org and sign the petition. As you all know, we also instituted what we call an ambassador program. We have had an overwhelming response. The ambassador program is an opportunity for those on our loved ones on the inside to sort of serve as a connector between the guys on the inside and their family members. And they are an ambassador for TIFA, so we funnel information into them for them to disseminate out to the individuals that are on the units, as well as for them to get it out to their loved ones. We probably get about 40 to 60 new applicants a week. So I am going through those applications. I'm reading all of the information, and I will get back to everyone that has responded and replied to the inquiry about becoming an ambassador. So please be patient with us, but we will get that information out to you. On December the 5th, we have the Fun Run, which is the Run for Justice. It is a $35 registration fee. Those on the inside can do it with us as well. If you participate on the inside, we will send you a certificate stating that you did participate. And there is a team, Thelma, Louise, and me, which is the Houston chapter's team. So we are encouraging everybody to join, and you can also join our team. To register, just go to tifa.org. So again, the Fun Run is December the 5th. There's a $35 fee. We're going to have a lot of great entertainment and activities and workshops going on throughout the day on the 5th. So if you're interested, please go to TIFA and sign up. Thank you, David. Thank you, Mr. Hank. That's all for us.
Well, I got a couple of questions for you. So what do we think is going to happen with the Wednesday calls now that they've been, curtailed as far as what you can ask about? They want to kind of rush through them now. And I'm just curious because to me, it sort of seems like they're winding these calls down in a way because they want to only talk about the things they talk about and not have you ask any other questions. And then they only want to speak about specific pandemic items and not some of the other questions that people have about things going on under pandemic.
So I'm sorry, Mr. Hank. So you want to know, are they winding down the calls or, because I missed the first part of the question. Yeah. All right. So in the last month, let's say, or 5 weeks, right. I think, maybe a little longer even, they started curtailing the types of questions you could ask and right. Limiting the amount of time a little bit. And right. They've skipped a few groups when they were calling names and things. And now they only want you to talk about the specific things they talk about at the outset of the call. And they want to limit really the scope of the calls. And it seems to me like they're trying to wind them down. Yeah, it appears that way to a lot of people, but I think they're just trying to make sure that the calls are as COVID specific as possible, and they want all of those individual and unit specific calls to either go to Mr. Lumpkin or to the unit themselves. But of course, if those for any calls that any questions that you guys may have, you can have them send them to us at tifa.org, and we will make sure that we try to get those questions answered either on the call or send them to the specific person.
Yeah, we do the same thing here, so I appreciate that. It's, you know, Tifa's done a great thing getting these calls going and keeping them going this long. You know, we haven't heard much, you know, news in a while.
Right.
So,
absolutely.
You know, they're still talking about the rollout of the visits and, you know, the video visits and the rugged phones. And, you know, it's the same topics for the last several months. So I'm a little concerned that they won't just answer questions generally, you know. And, which we'd all hope they would, but they do give us the avenue of emailing.
Absolutely.
Well, okay, and I need to get with you about the Christmas thing again. I'm trying to, actually, Constance, if you're listening, I need to talk to you.
Okay, that'd be excellent. That'd be excellent.
Okay, great.
Because I thought about that today, so if you could get with that would be great.
Well, I went and visited our friend Michael Allen from in-mass incarceration today, and he's just not up to dealing with it this year, and we hope again in the future that he might be, but it does not look that way at the time.
Okay. Yeah. Well, Tifa is here to help. Whatever we can do, we're willing to do it, and so we're excited about being a part of it.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
You still got some time left,
folks.
Yeah. My question was about the Houston Tifa chapter.
Okay.
What you guys been doing lately? Have you been working with the voters, or you just mainly going back and forth to Austin working with them, or what's the Houston chapter concentrating on?
Well, we've been going to Austin, and actually Maury and I are going to go out tomorrow and work and connect with some of the Houston members and some of the people in our area. So we are just trying to get the word out, trying to encourage people to vote, encourage them to write their representatives, encourage them to just use their voice to be heard. So we are doing everything we can from social media, reaching out to our members individually, reaching out to our representatives. We've had on our weekly TIFA meetings, we try to get as many people out as possible, virtually, of course, as many people out as possible. And we've had Representative Allen. Our next speaker will be Representative Moody. But we're just trying to get the people informed and get them equipped so they can make the right decisions, and so they can be equipped to go out and talk to their representatives and inform them about what we need from them.
Okay, so here in Houston, you know, this being the largest metropolitan area in Texas, you know, we need folks in Houston that are within our voices right now to join TIFA. I mean, honestly.
Absolutely, Mr. Hank.
You know, 2,200 families is great, but this is Texas. We've got over, I don't know what, 28, 29 million people, something on that order.
Yes.
And there's about 8 within the sound of our voice, about 8 million people. So you folks out there need to join TIFA if you're listening to us, because this is the kind of organization that can help get things done. When TIFA, with 2,200 families, with voters in each of those families, reach out to somebody in the state legislature, you know, the House or the Senate, whatever, they have those families in their pockets as voters. And the people on the other end listen to that because they know that's a lot of votes. That could swing an election.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we hope it does.
Yeah, absolutely. And
Amen.
We are constantly encouraging our family members to, on the inside and on outside, to talk to their friends, their family members, because we all know someone who has a loved one that is incarcerated and who can benefit by going and speaking with their representatives and, like you said, persuading them to do what is best for the constituents in their region. So hopefully we'll get more members. That's what we are doing. Maury is working on a membership drive. So we're excited about it. And hopefully we will continue to grow. We are growing, but hopefully, I agree with you, Mr. Hank, there should be many more different members than we already
There
have.
should be. Yes, absolutely. You know, folks, if you listen and you hear us right now and you live anywhere in the greater Houston area, this is an organization you need to get to be a part of. Or, you know, anywhere else around Texas where you might hear this if you're listening on Facebook or anything. TIFA's a good organization. It's got great people in it. We know a bunch of them that we have them on the show regularly because they're out there doing the things that need to be done. It's the same with every organization that you see on this show or hear on this show. We bring them on because they're valuable. They're an asset to our community and to our loved ones and friends in TDCJ.
So how can the inmates get a hold of you, Miss Blaylock?
They can write me for the ambassador program at P.O. Box 90937, Houston, Texas 77290. And if they want to write directly to TIFA, they can write to P.O. Box 300220. That's Austin, Texas 78703. Again, that's P.O. Box 300-220, Austin, Texas 78703. And we would love to hear from you guys.
Okay, great. You know, I want to thank you for bringing the information about the ombudsman's being moved. That is valuable information. That's what James White was referring to when I spoke with him a couple of weeks ago, and he said, look for some information shortly. And
yes,
now I know what he was talking about.
Yes, so we're excited about it, but you know, we're still going to, you know, fight for the independent oversight. We don't have a whole lot of details, but there will be more information. As soon as we get it, we'll send it out to you all. So
okay,
keep your ears open.
I'm not looking at the clock here. Yeah, we're just about out of time. So I want to thank you again for coming on. We always appreciate having Tifa on the show because you're always working on things for people.
Yeah, it's definitely something. It's a passion of ours and of mine. So I am blessed to be able to be a part of an organization like Tifa, and so they work from their heart, and I'm just a true believer in what we do, and I'm glad to be a part of it. And I appreciate everything that you guys do, Mr. David, Mr. Hank at KPFT.
All right, thank you. And I will get a hold of you about the Christmas thing as soon as I talk to Constance.
All right, cool beans. Good night, everybody. Good night.
Good night. Tell your dad we said hi.
I sure will. I sure will. He just called, actually, so I will.
Okay.
Okay, bye-bye.
Okay, now let's see. Let's move on to Diana Williams and Nikki Luella.
You guys know who her dad was, right? You know her dad's Warden Pittman.
Yeah, Warden Pittman. Yeah. Well, thank y'all. Thank you, everybody, for having us on tonight. Yeah, and Tifa, my journey started with Tifa back in 2013. So that organization, and I'm still a member, even though my son's home, I'm still in the fight. You know, it's just a great advocacy and support group for families who have loved ones who are incarcerated. So that, you know, they're near and dear to my heart.
So we had 3 Houston chapter chairs on at the same time tonight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yep. The 3 of us. Yeah. That's great. But before we get into what Todd has been into, I wanted to introduce my field organizer, Nikki Llewellyn. She's a longtime Taj member since 2015, I believe. And we just hired her under grassroots leadership to work with us for Taj as a field organizer. So I wanted to give her an opportunity to kind of introduce herself and kind of tell us a little bit about, you know, the things that she has going on as far as advocacy work. Also.
Hello, everyone. I'm very thankful to be here today, and I'm thankful to be a part of the grassroots leadership team and be an organizer with Texas Advocates for Justice. As Ms. Diana said, I've been a member since 2015, and I've also worked with the wife of Alva Brazil, whose husband was killed by the police in 2016. So we had a campaign around that. Then also worked with the Justice for Vito campaign with the sister of Vincent Young, who was killed in Harris County Jail, and they said that he somehow hung himself. So besides my activism, my protests, and me working with Texas Advocates for Justice, I have a theater company, Nikki L Films and Theater. And so since 2012, I founded that company, and we've been putting on stage plays and also short films and historical documentaries, and you can find most of our material on YouTube. And so the plays are and the films, it all deals with issues that is mainly occurring in the Black community, but that also affects all oppressed people, such as poverty. We also deal with racism. We also deal with police abuse. And so that's mainly just an overview of what I have been doing and what I'm currently working on. So I'm just excited to be here tonight and just tuning in the show. So thank you all for having me.
Well, thank you for coming on.
Yeah, we're so proud of Nikki and the work that she's been doing, and just so excited to have her on our team. So yeah.
Well, what's Taj working on? Like, where are y'all focused right now?
Well, we're getting focused on the upcoming legislative session. Yeah, trying to, figure out which organizations we're going to work, collaboratively with in regards to some of the bills and that they've already had written and sponsored. We will be working closely with TIFA, with the independent oversight and the earned time credit bills, and also with Epicenter on the second look. We're going to be working closely with them as well. I'm a member of the statewide leadership council, and we've got a couple of items that we're going to get bills written on and sponsored. One of them is a parole reform bill that we are going to be advocating to have the classes, some of the classes that our loved ones are required to take in order to make parole be required to be taken up front instead of on the back end. So that's one thing that we're going to be advocating for. Yeah. So, and then we've got, kicking around a couple of other things that we really haven't put, together yet that we want to find sponsors to champion, the bills on. So we are looking to be very busy this legislative session. Don't really know how that's going to look, with the pandemic and everything. But, whether it be in person, whether it be Zoom, we're going to show up. We're going to testify. We're going to have a new member training on next week. It'll start on Friday the 13th. So it'll be the 13th and the 14th will be the training classes. And then part of those classes, we will be teaching storytelling, how to tell your story. That's going to be part of, what we have to do when we go up to the legislative session, is to be able to, speak to the legislators and tell our story and tell them why we're there. So that'll be part of the training that we'll be doing. We'll also be talking about how to build and select campaigns to work on, the local issues that are going on in the city, on criminal justice reform, police accountability. There's a lot of work that needs to be done there. So part of our training will be, like I said, how to identify issues to take action on and the steps in which you would do that. So if anyone is interested in joining our organization or learning more about our organization, they can go out on our Grassroots Leadership website. It's grassrootsleadership.org. They'll find the link for the training class, and then they'll also find the history of the organization, the history of our criminal justice program, as well as our immigration programs.
Okay. Then, well, okay. So now you have Nikki down here working, and Nikki, where do you fit into that action? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you. I was looking for the link to put in the chat. I'm gonna put it in there. Well, I fit into that. I have been working very closely with Diana and the entire criminal justice team in Austin to work on these legislations. And for the new members training, I'm actually taking part in operating the storytelling section. So I've been reaching out to various activists in the local Houston community. I've reached out to some poets. So since, you know, I do art, I have a lot of contacts with, you know, people who do art, people who do poetry. So I've been reaching out to them and telling them, you know, come and perform your art and, you know, show your stories. And they're also activists as well as artists as well. So that's where I've been, you know, putting a lot of my efforts and energy into the organization by really championing the arts, and then also just being a support as far as, you know, us sitting down, us talking about these bills, us talking about the issues that we see, and help drafting up a solution to these issues and figuring out what is the best way that we can fight against this, you know, these issues that we see. So that's where I've pretty much been, you know, seeing myself and what I've been doing.
I'm curious about the arts aspect of it. So is the idea to use the arts to encourage people and inform them in ways that they can tell their stories? Is that the idea?
Yes, yes.
Oh.
For the storytelling section, there's going to be some people from, there's going to be a person from Taj, and he's going to present some photography, and he has some photography of us, a video of us speaking, he has photography of us at protests, of us at various events. So he's telling us, he uses photography to tell his art. And then there's someone from Restoring Justice, and she's going to give a demonstration of the speech that she presented to Commissioner's Court to talk about the court system and demand more fairness. So she's going to give an example of that. Then someone will be also presenting their poem that they wrote about Joe Campos Torres, who was murdered by HPD. So that's where we use art to advocate for justice.
Okay. Yeah, just reading a message there real quick. Our time schedule is a little thrown off tonight. Our Death Row Angels canceled, and we're not able to get Dave Atwood to sit in for him. So we're looking at what we're going to do instead.
Yeah.
I think it's a huge thing for people to involve the arts in things, because you know, poetry, music, art has always been involved in forms, you know, as forms of protest, making statements about the world situation, that sort of thing. You know, Willie Nelson came out with the song "Vote 'Em Out." You know, a lot of things going on right now that, in the bigger picture, that we dealing with TDCJ may not always relate to, you know, to that stuff. But, you know, it's like voting right now. People just don't realize how critical their vote can be right now.
Right.
Especially for the issues that concern us. You know, whoever you want in the White House has some bearing on things, but who you put in Congress, who you put in your state legislature, those things matter more as far as what policy is going to get pushed forward.
Exactly.
You know, what changes are going to be made and that sort of thing. So Taj is right in the, you know, like Tifa, right in the thick of things with the legislation coming up, new legislations coming up and things.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. We had a Lord. We had a call that David and I were on where they were talking about some legislation about good time credit, and that bill has to be picked up again, and it has to have sponsors again if it's ever going to move forward. You know, it died in committee last year, or early last year, I think April, and nobody has picked it up yet, but there are groups starting to talk about it again, and that's something Taj and Tifa might want to work on together, is finding somebody to re-sponsor that bill and move it up again.
Right. Yeah.
You know?
And that's my plan, is to get with Lakeitra and Sharon and, you know, see if they have any ideas of who they want to target in order for us to, you know, beat on their door or ring their phones and ask them to sponsor it. Yeah. Because that's a very important one.
You know, they worded it, instead of saying good time, though, they called it earned time.
Earned time credit.
Yeah, earned time credit, yeah.
Really important that we call it that. And I know we may be splitting hairs with English language, but the deal is they've earned that time. I mean, as long as they're doing time, they're earning to get those credits.
Right.
If the bill passes.
Bring them up. If the bill passes, yeah. But the problem is they get a timesheet, and that time is on there, but yet it doesn't count for anything right now.
Yeah.
At least it would give them the eligibility towards parole. It would give them a hearing. It would give them a chance to be looked at.
Right.
So,
yeah, we need that. We need our second look. You know, there are several. We need oversight so badly. It's
oversight really bad.
Yeah, oversight
really badly.
Bad. I really hope that the second look moves up, and you know, I just cannot imagine, you know, you going in as a kid and you get a life sentence and you got to wait 40 years before, you know, they even look at it and consider. That's just ridiculous.
You know, people do all these things based on emotion and the old tough on crime attitude that has won elections for many decades.
Right.
But it's been foolhardy in making your community safer, because prison only works up to a certain point.
Right.
And after that, people, they age out of doing crime. You know, the older you get, the less and less and less likely you are to recommit. It's like death penalty. You know, most people that get the death penalty are one-off, never going to happen again type situations. You know, if you're somebody that's a serial killer, you kill 30 people before they find you.
Right. Right. Yeah. That's so true.
And so we're not smart on crime. We're hard on people. We're hard on their families too, because of the way we handle these things. But we're not really smart on crime.
Right.
You know, we have a great friend of the show from the Netherlands who, before he was retired, he was a warden over 5 prisons. Before he retired, Frans Dow was able to close down 2 of the 5 prisons because their methodology was so successful in turning lives around and rehabilitating people and sending good, productive citizens back out into the community. And, you know, we really need people to champion those things and move them forward here.
Right. Absolutely.
Along with the things you're already doing all the time.
I mean, man, you know, this City of Houston HPD, they got us, you know, going. The mayor's task force report came out in September, like 151 pages of recommendations, you know, for him. So, none of
which have been adopted.
No. So we have to be vigilant and stay on them, you know. Hey, you got this report, you know, what are you going to do? When are you going to do it? Because it just makes no sense in having them do their work, the task force.
How can you be reached, Miss Diana?
Yeah, you can reach me at, my email is dwilliams@grassrootsleadership.org or mail P.O. Box 88235, Houston, Texas 77288.
All right.
Okay.
Well, we want to thank y'all so much, Nikki and Diana, both for coming on and representing Taj very well, as Diana always does, and now Nikki, you too. So thank you.
All right. Thank you, guys. Y'all be safe.
We sure appreciate y'all.
Bye-bye.
Okay, now let's move on to Bridges to Life. And we have Tack Buchanan, who's, let me get this right, regional coordinator. There he is.
Yes, sir.
You moved on my screen, so I had to find you again. Well, introduce yourself to us.
Well, my name is Tack Buchanan. I'm the regional coordinator for the Texas Panhandle. I live in Amarillo, Texas. I run the Bridges to Life program at the Clements unit, Neal unit, Tulia unit, Roach unit, Dalhart unit, and Jordan. Those are the 6 units that I go into.
Okay, wow. Okay, so busy man.
Yeah. Well, not right now. They've got us shut down. So.
Oh, yeah, I didn't take that into account. Yeah. Well, all right. So are the guys able to do it online or?
Well, for 20-something years now, I've been with Bridges to Life since 2012, 8 years. But for 20 years, we've been in the prisons doing this program. And it's, we take in volunteers. For every 10 offenders, we have 2 volunteers, and it's a small group setting. And since they shut us down, we started a self-study program. And I really don't think it's going to be as good because they don't get that group setting where you hear from everybody else and get their testimonies and everything going on like that. But at least during COVID, we are able to do a self-study program, and it is open to every offender. And I think we've got over 4,000 offenders signed up right now going through the self-study. And but I'm looking forward to when they open back up and I can go back in. Yeah.
Well, people get involved in these kind of things, and first off, you don't get involved unless it's in your heart. Yeah. And something that that really piques your interest and that you have a heart for doing. So how did you get involved with it?
Well, I got involved with it when I share my testimony in the prisons. It usually takes about an hour, and I know we're limited on time, so I'll give you the elevator version of how I got involved in this program. But my dad was a bar owner from Amarillo, Texas, so I grew up in a kind of a party, lifestyle. And when I was 19, I met a bartender that worked with my dad, and we wound up getting married. And we were together for 7 years. And when I was at work one day, there was a 19-year-old kid that my wife was at home getting ready for work, and I was at work. This 19-year-old kid broke into my house. And when they got him, he said that he thought the house was empty. He was a transient. He was from North Carolina. He did time in Florida, a youth detention center. And when he got out, he was still on parole for armed robbery, but I'm sure he just walked right through that and decided he wanted to go to California. So he hitchhiked from Florida, going to California, and picked my house in Amarillo, Texas. And he said he knocked on the door and nobody answered. So he thought the house was empty and he was just going to rob us. But my wife didn't answer because she was in the shower. She didn't know that anybody had knocked on the door. So he goes around to the back of the house and breaks in, and he hears water running. And he looks through the crack of the door and sees my wife in there taking a shower. And he hid in my house for over half an hour watching her, get ready for work. She's walking around the house probably, naked. She's home alone, getting ready to go to work. My daughter's at school. And he decided he wanted to rape her. So he tried to rape her, and she fought him. So he beat her until she was just laying on the ground whimpering. And he tried to rape her again. And she still tried to crawl away from him to get away from him. So he picked up my belt off the ground, and he wrapped it around her neck, and he choked her to death. And then he raped her after she was dead, and he burned my house down. And I did not handle that well. I didn't know the Lord. Like I said, I'd lived a party lifestyle. So I went from alcohol being, hey, good time, fun, to a crutch. And I got strung out on drugs just trying to cope with what I'd been through. And then they caught this kid that did it. And it was a few months later, and by this time, I'd been using drugs and drinking a lot and wasn't in my right mind. And when they caught him, I decided the only way that I could get on with my life to stand up for my wife's honor, you killed her, I'm going to kill you. And I'm not a violent person, but after somebody raped my dead wife, that pushed me to a dark place that I never thought I would go to. So I picked up a drug charge on purpose, just so I could be in the same county jail as this man with full intentions of ending his life. And thank God I didn't pull it off. They actually found out who I was. They put 2 and 2 together, and they kicked me out of jail. I'm probably the only guy that's been thrown out of jail. But I went to court for my drug charge, and I got a 4 years probation. And he went to court for what he did, and the state of Texas gave him the death penalty. And I thought that would make me feel better, but it didn't. It didn't quench my thirst for revenge. It didn't bring her back. It didn't take my anger away. It didn't take my sadness away. So I just kept using, kept doing the same thing that I've been doing. And then I picked up another drug charge, and it revoked my probation, and they sent me to TDCJ. 1177, 173. I know what it's like to sit in prison. I've been there. And during my time of incarceration, I said, I can't live like this anymore. And I gave my life to Christ, and I meant it. And I walked through a road of forgiveness, and I let all that go. And I realized that, you know, me holding on to this anger, I can't get on with life. So forgiveness is not a weakness. Forgiveness is saying, I'm going to let this go so I can move on with my life. I can be a dad again. I can be a husband again. I can be all these things that this anger and hatred that I'm holding on to when I let it go. So I forgave this man, and I forgave him from my heart. I mean, I let it go. And I got out of prison, and I started rebuilding my life. Everything's going great. And then I got a call from the state of Texas, and they were fixing to execute him. And they add this about 10 years later to the dot after I got, you know, from the time they started, 10 years later, they're fixing to execute him. I'd been through anger, hatred, addiction, prison. Now my life is going good. And I get that phone call, and they say, hey, you want to come to this execution? And I thought, man, you know, that opened up a whole can of worms for me. I thought, if I've truly forgiven, is it all right for me to condone the state of Texas killing somebody? And I thought, you know what? I'm going to go to this execution, but I'm going to go with the heart of forgiveness, not a heart of vengeance. And I was praying for this man that he would come to know the Lord. I had pastors at my church praying for him. I had family praying for him that he would change his life before they killed him so he would spend eternity in heaven. And I went to his execution. And y'all probably know what that execution chamber looks like. I'm standing right behind that curtain, and they open it up, and he's laying there on that gurney all strapped down with IVs in his arms, and he's got a microphone above his mouth, and a chaplain at his feet and a warden at his head. And the warden said, do you have a final statement? And he said, I do. And he prayed. And he admitted what he did. And he never would look at me. He admitted what he did. And he went on for a couple of minutes talking. And then he turned his head and he looked me dead in the eye. And he said, can you forgive me? And all I could do was nod my head. I didn't have a microphone, but I nodded my head yes. And then he looked up and said, I'm ready. And I watched that man go to heaven. And I know in the depths of my soul that I will spend eternity with the man that raped and murdered my wife, because of his repentance and my forgiveness and the repentance of my own sins. I mean, I was an alcoholic, drug addict in prison. I had a long list of stuff I needed to repent from too. But that's a little bit of my story. And I got out and I changed my life, and I started working with Kairos. I did Kairos for about 4 or 5 years here in Amarillo. And then I found out about the Bridges to Life program. I'd never heard of it. I was just talking to this kid that came to, just got out of prison, and he said, man, I went through this program, Bridges to Life, and it totally changed my life. He said, I could never hurt another person after hearing these victims give their testimonies. And, you know, he said it just totally changed. And I thought, wow, that sounds really cool, bringing in victims, because I've never heard of a program that does that. So I Googled Bridges to Life, and I started studying up on it, and I sent John Sage, our executive director, a DVD of me. I speak in churches all the time, a DVD of me speaking. And about 6 months later, he got back in touch with me and said, man, you're right in the middle of the bullseye of what Bridges to Life is all about. Will you get a program going as a volunteer, and we'll see how it goes? So I got it going at the Plymouth unit, and then we added the Neal unit, and they hired me part-time. Then I just started adding prison after prison after prison. Now it's my full-time job. I get to go into these prisons and talk about what God's done in my life, and teach about forgiveness, and teach that these men and women can get out and change their lives and be productive citizens. But that's a little bit of my story.
That's quite a story. Quite a story. So tell people a little about what Bridges to Life is, and you know what the format is and what the guys do.
Okay, well, Bridges to Life is actually a faith-based restorative justice program, and it's 14 weeks long, and we bring in victims of violent crime that will stand up and tell their stories. So these people, you know, the offenders, they're probably they're not looking at their actual victim. As a matter of fact, if they're on a unit with their actual victim can't come in. But, somebody might be locked up for DWI that killed somebody, and I have a lady that's up here talking about her husband got hit by a drunk driver and killed him. So it's not their actual victim, but chances are somebody in that crowd has done that crime that this victim's up there speaking about. So in weeks 2, 3, 5, and 7, we bring in victims that share their stories. And to graduate Bridges to Life, the offenders have to share their story in the small group. And, there's a lot of other ministries out there, and anybody that will go into TDCJ or any prison, hats off to them. I love it, man. Go in there and spread the word, minister, do whatever you, AA, NA, do it all, whatever you can do. But most every ministry says never ask an inmate what he's in for or how long. You know what, Bridges to Life, we're going to ask you that the first night you're there, because if you can't admit to what you did and take ownership, then you'll never be able to change. So that's a big part of our program, that they have to admit what they did. They have to talk about the crime they committed. Now, if they did something and didn't get caught for it, we don't even want to know about it. But we know why you're sitting in that chair, and we're going to discuss it, and we're going to figure out ways that you can get out and not do this. So they have to share their testimony throughout the 14-week program. We usually do about 2 offender stories each week. And then in week 10, it's the week on forgiveness. They have to write letters to the victims of their crime and a letter to a family member. And those letters don't get sent because, of course, that would be illegal for an offender to reach out to it. But the reason that we do that, because if you're putting it on paper, you're actually dealing with it. You're not hiding from it. So in week 10, they have to write these 2 letters. So to graduate the Bridges to Life program, you have to show up, do all the homework, tell your testimony, and write those 2 letters, and you'll graduate the Bridges to Life program. And we are an ITP program. This does go on your record, and we are recognized by the parole board. And that's what I tell the guys, just because you go through this program doesn't mean you're going to make parole, but it looks good on your parole packet that they look at it and say, hey, this person's doing something to better their life instead of just sitting there. So we are an ITP program, and we're pretty big. I mean, I think we're in before COVID hit, we were in 80-something prisons across Texas. We've graduated over, I think up to 30,000 offenders through this program. Now we've got over 4,000 in Texas going through the self-study, and yes, sir.
All right, well, I'm just letting everybody know we got about 1 minute left.
Okay.
How can people get a hold of you?
You can go to our website. It's bridgestolife.org, and we're all over Texas. There's a staff page. And if you want to volunteer in Amarillo or Pampa or Dalhart, just my phone number and email's on there. You can get a hold of me. If you live in Houston, just whatever area you're in, look for the staff. It tells what region they're in. So if you live in Houston, get a hold of the staff in Houston. Yes, sir.
And if I'm an inmate, how do I get a hold of y'all?
Our biggest audience is inmates.
Well, the inmates, they just write an I-60 to sign up to the class, but whenever they go through the class, our materials got all the program information, our P.O. box number, and the offenders can write us. I can give you my P.O. box number. I don't have it's all on the website though, but my P.O. box number is P.O. Box 1561, Amarillo, Texas 79106.
One more time, please.
Okay, it's P.O. Box 1561 in Amarillo, Texas, zip code 79106. Never mind, 105, I'm sorry. 79105 zip code.
All right, great.
Okay,
we sure
helping here because when we had last month Jim Buffington, he told us where to write. And so the inmates, if they want to write to Bridges to Life, this is the P.O. Box. P.O. Box is 570-895, and this is in Houston.
Hello?
Yeah, you need to mute, please.
The zip code actually is 77257. Sorry. So again, P.O. Box 570-895, zip code 77257. This is for Bridges to Life.
Absolutely. That's our home office. So if you want to send a letter to them, they can send it all out. Or if you're in the Panhandle, then feel free to send my P.O. Box.
Well, we want to thank you for coming on and telling your story. That is
absolutely
an astounding, amazing story. I'm dumbfounded by it, and the fact that you're, have done all the great that you've done since then. I appreciate you.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming on. David I'm sure he'll have you back again.
Hey, anytime. I'll tell you, I can babble on for an hour if you'll let me.
Well, all right.
I went through the program, and I want to tell you, they talk about how it's beneficial towards parole, but I'm going to tell you right now, it's beneficial towards your heart. It allowed me to see things that I had never thought about before.
Yeah.
It allowed me to sit at the table with victims and realize the trauma that I had caused and really not even realized I had caused.
Yeah.
I went to prison for robbery, but I also used to drink a lot of alcohol and do a lot of drugs. I sold a lot of drugs. So I had lots of victims and never really even thought about them being victims until I was sitting there and going through that program. But it allowed me to see me for who I really was. And writing those letters allowed me to forgive.
Amen.
Because you realize that not only did I have victims, but I was also a victim.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
But you just don't realize those things until you go through the program.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for coming on, and we really appreciate you, but we really got to get moving. We don't want to jip Daniel too much. Daniel's got to have a little bit of time to summarize things.
So can I hang out for a minute and listen to some of the calls and see how this works?
Yeah, you're welcome to listen to the rest of the show.
You want to make some shout-outs later on, you're more than welcome to.
Thanks, guys.
All right. Daniel Minisini, bringing us in bilingually.
Muy buenas noches, Hank. How many minutes do I have today?
About 2 or 3. No, you got at least 5 minutes.
5. All right.
Yeah.
Pues muy buenas noches a todos. Bienvenidos a The Prison Show. Daniel os da el bienvenido, al igual que toda la gang que tenemos aquí. Hank, sobre todo, que está aquí conduciendo el programa. Muy buenas noches a todos. Como sabéis, estamos grabando el 2 de noviembre, lunes. Así que no estamos en directa, todavía nosotros no sabemos qué ha pasado con las elecciones. Si podéis hacer que la gente vote, que vuestras familias y vuestros amigos vayan a votar, los que tienen el derecho para votar, y tendríais que tenerlo también vosotros. Y nosotros aquí luchamos para que los presos que están en la cárcel tengan el derecho de votar y tengan el derecho a ser ciudadanos. Pues bueno, quien tenga el derecho a votar, que lo haga. Que convenzca por lo menos a 2 o a 3 de sus amigos para ir a votar. Así es como se cambian las cosas. Una de las muchas acciones que se pueden hacer para cambiar las cosas, como por ejemplo también protestar, como por ejemplo también informarse, como por ejemplo también llamar al representante que tenemos en el Senado o en la Cámara Baja que nos representan en nuestro estado. Y si no le tenemos porque somos inmigrantes, pues hablar con alguien que lo tiene y exprimir vuestro punto de vista. Un día a otro, a lo mejor seréis también vosotros ciudadanos con el gran honor de poder votar. Y acordémonos que muchos han luchado para darnos esta libertad del voto. Así que si podéis, votar. O bien hecho, si ya lo habéis hecho, como sabéis, estamos grabando. Hoy hemos tenido a nuestras amigas de TIFA que han venido a hablarnos de la organización que tienen y lo que están haciendo. Os recuerdo que TIFA es un acrónimo que nos explica que luchan por las familias de los presos en Texas. Así que en inglés es Texas Inmates Family Association, y si podéis ir a tifa.org para ver todo lo que hace esta gente para los que están en la cárcel y sobre todo para las familias que están fuera. Sepáis que hay en Estados Unidos 2.200.000 presos y 4.400.000 que están en libertad condicional. Es una cosa increíble. En ningún otro sitio del mundo hay una concentración tan alta de gente que está relacionada a la cárcel y al sistema criminal. Si queréis escribir a TIFA, lo podéis hacer al P.O. Box 300-220 y está en Austin, El zip code 78703. Os repito, el P.O. Box 300-220 y está en Austin, el zip code 78703. Lo que hacen estas mujeres que han estado presentando aquí son apoyar a las familias de los presos, que hacen tal vez mítines una vez al mes, virtual, y a través de la pantalla os podéis presentar. Podéis hacer, vosotros que estáis en la cárcel escuchándonos, que vuestras familias se conecten a TIFA, porque simplemente las estadísticas nos dicen que hay muchas más personas que sufren, además de los que están en la cárcel, que son estas familias. Imaginaros que el 55% de las personas que están en la cárcel tienen un partner, un marido, una mujer, un esposo. Cada día en Texas hay 200.000 personas en la cárcel. Así que multiplicar por el 55% de estos y ya tenemos a 300.000 personas que están involucradas en este problema. Y además, el 75% de los hombres y el 95% de las mujeres tienen un hijo con menos de 18 años, muchas veces con menos de 10 años. Así que ya estamos a el doble, casi 400.000 personas que están relacionadas a esto en nuestro estado de Texas. Los temas que se tratan son sobre la libertad condicional, las nuevas leyes que se hacen para, por ejemplo, trasladar a los presos, y se hace todo sobre el web. Hemos tenido también a unos amigos que nos han contado unas historias verdaderamente difíciles, porque son las personas víctimas. Las personas víctimas que ahora os digo en this very last 30 seconds cómo escribir si vosotros sois una víctima y queréis poder salir del drama y la pesadilla. Bridges to Life, bridgestolife.com, lo podéis escribir al P.O. Box 570895, el zip code 77257. Repito, P.O. Box 570895, zip code 77257. All right, with this is all. Try to summarize or emphasize the most important parts of tonight. And I really thank you for this chance to engage the Latino community, Hank.
Well, thank you so much for coming and doing it. You know, it was kind of funny that you had the P.O. box that we needed. He's got this little notebook, folks, and in that is every word ever spoken on the prison show for the last, I don't know, 5-6 years. Yeah, as long as he's been doing it. So he's got all of it in there. All right, so thank you, Daniel. And I guess it's time for us to go to our callers. You ready to go ahead? Okay. All right. So let's go with our first recorded call, Diana.
Continue to you and say love me too. Hi, this is from my husband, Preston, at the Wing Unit. Honey, well, I was able just to record Pita singing the I Love You song from Barney, but she caught me. And so, you know, she was just like, hey. And so I had to act like I wasn't recording her, but she still got me anyways. I love you, and I hope you're having a good day. I did send those emails, and nobody hasn't responded yet. And so I also did make the call. They said that you're the one that has to verify with that. And also I did check the visits, but I'm still having trouble on my side. So I'm not too sure what's going on, but I guess I'm gonna stop here. But I love you, honey, and I miss you, and I hope you're having a good day. All right, talk to you later. Bye-bye.
Okay, one quick thing, folks, about these phone calls. Look, we've had the same format for years. So the gentleman in the UK or anybody else that's having trouble because of their schedule or whatever else it is. Folks, we've had the same format for years. We do the news and interviews the first hour. We have, for the entire time of COVID, David has been accepting recorded calls. Anybody that pays attention to the show knows these things. And we can't really make a format change for one person when we have hundreds that rely on us as far as calls go. We've put on hundreds of recorded calls in this pandemic. So my apologies to the gentleman. Just a little bit of information would have helped him, and he wouldn't have had such an attitude or a hard time. He could have called, sent in a recorded call, either one. And we try and go out of our way to make sure everybody's calls get on. So with that said, our next caller, I guess, will be Dawn. Dawn, are you ready? All right, I'll come back to you. She's on the phone right now. I can see it. Tack, you want to do a shout out while you're out there?
Sure, let me unmute myself here. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, we had Bridges to Life rocking and rolling in Clements, Neal, Tulia, Jordan, Dalhart, and Roach. We got shut down, so I guess I'll give a shout out to everybody that was involved in Bridges to Life that didn't get to finish. And I'll tell you what, guys, just hang in there. God is still in charge, and it's all in His timing, and we will be back as soon as they let us in there. So God bless you and stay strong.
Thank you. All right, so from Miss Francis' recorded call.
This is for my husband, Chris. Hey, baby, I love you and miss you so much. I'm getting your letters pretty regularly now, not with too much of a delay, and that's definitely good news. Hopefully I didn't jinx us by saying that. You stay strong, keep your head up, and I'm staying strong for us out here on the outside. So you do it for me on the inside. I love you, baby, so much, and I miss you. You're my hero. I admire you in so many ways, and you're the best thing in my life, sweetheart. I love you. Poncho, you keep your head up. You keep your guys going strong in there. And Chuck, you and Jeremiah, everybody, y'all stay strong. Keep going in the right path. Bye, y'all.
Thank you. Okay, now let me see. Rosalinda, you ready? She's usually got her video cam on there. I don't see her. Oh, there she is.
Hey. Hey, guys. Well, I was looking up something for my brother today. This is Rosalinda Fuentes. I'm calling for Paul David Ramora. He's in Ferguson unit. Today I'm going to do something a little bit different that I never really do. Give me 1 second. Sorry about that, guys. I'm going to read a poem to my brother. My brother, someone who hides my toys and breaks my dolls, but he puts me up whenever I fail. Someone who stands by my side and holds my hand when things don't go well. He helps me understand. Someone who makes funny faces to see how I'd react. I love my brother, and that's a fact. A brother is just like you. I just want you to know you mean the world to me. Only a heart as dear as yours would give you your unselflessness, the many things you've done all this time that you were there holds me out deep inside how much you really care, even though I might not say I appreciate all you do. Richly blessed is how I feel, having a brother like you. I don't say it as often, but I love you, mijo. You're my little brother, and I will always be there, no matter what. I hope to hear from you soon. I hope to be able to see you soon. I'm just praying every day and every night. I want to do something a little bit different. Hope you like that poem. I miss you. I love you. Hope to see you soon again. And what the kids are doing good. Jesus is doing good. Everything else is really awesome so far. So I just want to shout out to you and say, I love you. And I'm always thinking about you. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay, we're ready for Miss Hannah's call recorded.
Hi, this is a message for Rudy Medrano at Polanski. Hey Aldi, I hope you're staying well and that you had a good weekend. So it's Monday 2nd. Pleased to say I finally received some pretty delayed mail from you over the weekend, a card and a letter, and loved both, so thank you. I've been missing you, so it was nice to finally have you reappear again. I've had a quiet day today, trying to recover from last night's little get-together with Sadie. We're heading back into a national lockdown here from Thursday because of COVID, so just trying to arrange to catch up with people and see everyone before then, because after that we're not allowed to mix households at all, gyms closing again, all the bars and restaurants. So yeah, I have a lot of time in my own company. I won't be able to visit my parents or my grandparents, but yeah, that's meant to be going on until December 2nd at the moment, but I have heard it could be extended, so we shall see. I have photos on order for you. I've been notified they'll be being delivered before the end of the week, so we'll try and get those sent out to you early next week, but I will let you know a definite date in a JPay anyway. Nothing else too exciting going on here. Spider is still terrorizing me through the window, and yeah, she looks like she's going great guns at the moment out there. I can sense you laughing at my expense, so stop it. But anyway, I will leave you to it for now. So stay safe, keep looking after yourself, stay happy and positive, and know that you are always thought about, and I feel incredibly lucky to have you around. So take care, and I will catch you soon. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, so let me go with Mike. You want to do your shout outs now?
Yeah, I'm here. Uncle Sam's here. I'm going to go ahead and do some of my shout outs. Okay, I'd like to do some shout outs to the guys of Texas, Dennis Hope, Jamie Cuppett, Stephen Russell, Guy Alexander. Shout out to Michelle Bateman, Manuel Marino, Michael Marino. Tasha wants me to do a shout out to Payday, Haas, K Money, Jovan, Philip Perez, Philip in Dallas, Oz, Thomas, Matt, Michael S. Garcia, Juan Carlos Esparza, F. Bernard, Howard S. Pruitt, Jose Herrera, Edward Rees, Barry Barrett, and here's some more shout outs. Run through them real quick. Okay, Robert L. Allen, Joseph Johnson Jr., Robert Satillo, K.D. Keble, Christopher Dye, Wayman Spriggs, Fred D. La Raza, Roland G. Lopez, and Juan Lopez, Ernest Matthews, Samuel Harris, Leo Caballo, John R. Green, Donald Grissom, Stephen McGee, Raymond Lee Cart. Special shout out to Bill R. Sims. Shout out to Edward Darrell Harmon. Shout out to Alexandra Medina. Special shout out to Clarence Lee Bowman. Hopefully you're getting better. Robert L. Allen. Tom Ramirez. And that's it for my shout outs. Uncle Sam wants you to go vote tomorrow. Tomorrow's election day. You can make some changes in this country if you go out and fill those magical boxes on election day. Isn't that right, Sacrificial Lamb?
That's right. Everybody needs to go out and vote unless you're dissatisfied with either candidate, and then you're not obligated to vote. It's your right. Now, let's see. The next person would be Caitlin's recorded call.
This is a shout out for Beto Garza in Plumstead. Hey Boo, how are you? I hope that you are in good health. spirits, staying safe and positive. Well, today is October 31st, so happy Halloween. Last night the moon was absolutely amazing here. It was so big and so bright. And your mom also showed me a picture of the moon down in the valley, and oh my gosh, it was beautiful too. The one thing I realized, it was the exact same moon we were seeing, and it had the same bright star to it right beside it. This shows me that no matter how far apart we are in miles, distance doesn't mean anything whatsoever, that we all really are together. As for me, everything is going good here. My mom, she's keeping well, and she was asking for you. I want you to know that you're forever in my heart, thoughts, and prayers. Good night, sweet dreams, and thank you so much for being in my life. You mean the absolute world to me. So, sending you big hugs wrapped up in love and magic, and never ever forget how amazing you are. And to the prison show, thank you all so much for making this happen.
All right, thank you. I venture to say Dawn may still be on the phone. I don't see her picture on here now. So, Dawnzy?
Hi.
How you doing?
Good, thanks a lot. This message is for Sean Shugart. He's in the WIN unit. Hey, Sean, but you're surprised to hear my voice. I finally figured out how to leave you a message. I'm glad that we got a chance to have our video visit the other day. I'm sorry that it was dropped twice, but I did make a complaint about that. And I want you to know I liked your face mask. That was pretty clever. Hope you didn't catch too much hell after you got back from the video visit. I did send out all those letters we talked about, and I added a few more, and they went out today in the mail, but the other ones are email. I did send a clip of the video chat to your mom so she could see you in live, like action. I haven't heard anything else from her. You should hear something from one of these people either this week or next week. Probably by the time you hear this message, you have heard something already. I need you to just know I'm taking care of the business on my end over here, and just be patient and keep your eye on the prize. And I miss you, I love you, and I will see you next month.
Okay, thank you. Okay, we're ready for Miss Kathy's call.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Prison Show, especially this week when we, Polanski's going to lock down forever. My shout out is for Randy Strickland on the Polanski unit. Hey, babe. Gosh, I haven't heard your voice in a long time, and I haven't seen your face in even longer. That, just like any other challenge we've had in life, we'll get through it. I just want to say I miss you and I love you, and overall things are good. I can't complain too much. I'm healthy, and pretty much everybody else is healthy in my family. Amazon took Jamie back, and Kayla's still in treatment, and I'm a busy grandma and a busy football mom. I love you, and I just want to say to the world, you may be just one person, but to one person, you may just be their world. I love you so much. I hope you get to hear this. And I have a backup shout out for my stepson, David Derleth, on the East End unit at the trustee camp. And I just want to tell you, David, I did give your message to your dad this weekend. And I love you so much. And I'll be watching for your answer now that your month is drawing closer. Everybody take care. I love you. And thank you so much, Prison Show. This means the world. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Dawn Runyon, are you ready? Let me hit you before I go any further. Okay, I doubt if she's ready yet then. All right, Claudia. Claudia, are you ready?
Yes. Este mensaje es para Grace Lozoya de Poloskin. Hola, mi amor, pues estoy aquí dándote esta sorpresa. Espero que estés bien. Cuídate mucho. Mañana es el cumpleaños de Ángel y primeramente Dios lo voy a llevar a cenar. Te mandé 3 cartas por JPay. Sabes que te quiero mucho y sabes que te estoy esperando y espero que tengas bonita noche. Recuérdame mucho, sabes que te quiero con toda mi alma. Te quiere por siempre tu muñequita. Y espero que te haya gustado este mensaje. Te mando un fuerte abrazo. Te amo, tú lo sabes. Y que Dios te bendiga siempre. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Okay, we're ready for Miss Kathy's recorded call. Claudia, you need to mute. Oh, there she goes. Okay.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much, Prison Show, especially this week when we, Polanski's going to lock down forever. My shout-out is...
You said Kathy, but we already did Kathy.
Oh, I didn't mark her off.
We need to go to
Lisa Marie? Yeah.
Hello, this call is for my gorgeous, amazing husband, Shelton Lee, at Luther Unit. I just wanted to thank you for all the beautiful, creative, and amazing cards you've been sending me. They're all so very gorgeous, and I can see all the detail and love that you have put into them, especially the last one you sent. That one was really funny, and you know what I'm talking about. But I do have a little something to read to you, why I love you. I love you for so many reasons, big and small, and all of them are wonderful. I love you for all the special qualities that make you one of a kind, the only one in the world for me. I love you for all the things you do that bring so much special meaning to my life. I love you for the silent times when your eyes and arms tell me what I want to know. I love you for just because I do. Because now, in the deepest part of my heart, a place where there was nothing before, there's love. Thank you, baby. I wanted to shout out to some special people at Luther Unit. Greg, Alex, Matt, Larry, David, Peanut, Victor, Lackey, Oscar, Michael, Christopher, Andrew on dorm 4. James, thank you, by the way. Let your daughter also know I said thank you. Thank you, Angel. Chris, PJ on dorm 20. Billy L. Hey, Billy L. I heard you were asking why I haven't been on. Room Levi on 5. And the rest of the guys on the faith-based dorm. Also, all my husband's friends on the trustee camp. You know who you are. I just want to say I love you, baby. And you have a good night.
Okay, thank you. Dawn Runner, are you ready? I'm going to come back to you one more time here in a minute. Okay, let's move ahead. Rosa.
Hello, this is for Jose Espanol Salvador. Hola, tío, it's Brittany. I hope you're doing well. And yeah, here's Ita.
Hi, Theo. I received your letter. Thank you for checking up on me and sending me a book recommendation. I will be looking for that book. Hopefully we have it somewhere here. Yeah, I've just been in school and babysitting. That's it. Here's Mom. Love you.
Hola, hermano. Un saludo desde aquí de Maryland. Te queremos mucho. Extrañamos tus llamadas, pero sabemos que ya pronto los vas a llamar de regreso. Extrañamos tu voz y pues aquí estamos mandándote saludes, que estés fuerte, que estés alentadito. Espero hayas recibido la comidita que te compré online. Luego te mandé cartita el viernes y te mandé otra hora. Espero estés bien y pronto escuchar tu voz. Sé fuerte, Dios te ama, te queremos todos aquí. Mamá está bien, toda la familia está bien en Houston. Cuídese, lo quiero mucho. Gracias al show también. Buenas noches.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you. All right, we're ready for Miss Lydia's call. We're recording.
Good morning. This shout out is for Beto. Hola, mijo. It's Monday, the 2nd at 9 a.m. And I will be headed to the office today shortly here. Bingo is doing better, mijo. Saturday was a beautiful day. It was sunny. After the street ministry, I decided to bathe Bingo out here with the hose, and I thought the water would be warm, but it was cold, cold. Well, I bathed him, and he seems to be he calmed down some from his anxiety. So I'm glad I did that. He's doing a lot better. Friday, I sent you a letter, a snail mail with pictures of the redfish Freddie caught. I sent you extras so you could share with the guys there. And your eye exam is scheduled for November, thanks to Hank. Janie is back at work. Charles and Tina are doing better, and we're all fine. We're all doing good, mijo. The girls played bingo your tias played bingo on Saturday over at Tia Early's. I did not go, but that was the first time they've gotten together to play bingo since this COVID thing. Don't worry about us, mijo. We're all doing good, and I'm glad that you got to see the doctors and that you're fine, mijo. I love you and I miss you. You take care of yourself, papi. Okay? My saludos to the guys, to Big Blue, to Jeff, to Rudy, Juan, Eric, Blaine, Artie, Ruben, Will, Larry, and Annabelle. Know that you're thought of and in our prayers. And I want to thank everybody that makes this possible. Thank you. Bye, mijo. I love you.
All right. Thank you. Okay, Marie, are you ready?
Hey, yeah. This shout out is for my husband, Paul David at the Ferguson unit. Hello, babe. Hope you're doing okay. We're all doing pretty good. My mom got here last night. Liz is doing much better. But anyways, just wanted to come on here real quick and let you know that I'm thinking of you and that I love you, and take care of yourself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Okay, let's go with Marley.
This message is for Rodney Reed from Marley, his granddaughter.
Hi, Papa. I miss and love you very, very much, and I can't wait to see you again. And I hope you're doing good. And I really miss and love you.
Okay, that looks like that. Gwen, are you ready?
I am ready. This is for Jason out at the Darrington unit. Hey, baby, how are you? First of all, everybody out here is good. Just doing our stuff and going on day by day. Second, I want to apologize for missing the call last week. I know how you look forward to it every week, and I'm sorry, honey. I felt terrible all week, and then Friday knowing you were waiting on it. But I made it this week. Guess what? I don't remember if I told you, but I have a job interview on Wednesday. Hopefully, by the time you're listening to this, I'll have been able to send you a JPay telling you that I'm no longer unemployed. Nothing else much is happening. Daisha went trick-or-treating with a group of her friends and brought home way too much candy. Logan went with his friends and gave all of his away. I was so proud of him. I've been going to Planet Fitness with my friend early in the morning, like at 5 o'clock. So while you're getting the last of your Z's, I'm getting my sweat on. As I'm writing this, we're on our way to the bowling alley for a couple of games. I got a Groupon deal, so it didn't cost too much. Okay, I'm going to go. I'm getting a bit car sick. We're almost there, thank God. Logan's driving my Buick like it's a race car. No, he does all right. It's just this passenger seat is awful. I almost have to go to sleep every time. I miss you and I love you. I'm sending you hugs and kisses and wishing you those sweet dreams. I love you, baby. Good night.
Okay. We're ready for Randy's mom. Listen up, Randy.
Hey, Randy's for Plenty. It's Mom and Dad. We got your letter. Glad to hear from you. Glad you're doing okay and glad you got a new job. Love you bunches.
Short and sweet.
Oh, I guess that. Okay, that short and sweet. Okay. All right, so we're ready for Judy. Hey, Judy.
Good evening, everybody. I am calling to shout out to Rodney Reed. Hey, R, I love you, miss you. I hope you enjoyed week 2 of surprises. I'm going to try and go trifecta and get another one for next week. TJ's doing all right. He is starting to finally feel a little bit better. His symptoms were like a really bad case of the flu. Praise God that as of right now, no one else is showing any symptoms. I feel if we can get through the next 3 days without anyone getting symptoms, we should be good. We all must quarantine until Sunday, and I'm hoping to be back at work on Monday. I texted with your mom today, and all is well. I sent her some pictures of Bentley, and I also shared a picture of your grandson with permission from his parents on the Facebook page, and everyone has responded with, "Congratulations, Pawpaw." You'll get to see all the comments as soon as I get back to work and finish up the next batch. Please don't worry, everyone is all right. I hope lockdown gets over soon and e-com gets back up and is made available. I added money to your trust fund account today, and it should be there by the time you hear the message. Just want you to know that I miss you like crazy, and I love you. Sending you lots of hugs and kisses. Stay strong, keep the faith, continue to hope and dream. Our dreams are alive and well. I'm thinking of you and praying for you. 560-626. Good night and sweet, sweet dreams. I love you, Rodney. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Julie's on hold. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. Okay, we're ready for Miss Vicky, our last recorded call of the evening.
This message is for my son Riggs at the Darrington unit. Hi, my baby boy. I love you. And I miss you. I was thinking something very funny today. To me, it brought back a lot of memories. When you were little, running around, always trying to help Mama. I always called you my little man. Well, today those memories were just flooding in my head, and you're not Mama's little man anymore. You're Mama's big man. And she loves that big man just as much as she loved that little man. Oh, son, I miss you so much. I can't even describe the emotions I feel. I just want you to know that you are my heart. I'd also like to say hi to Chris and Popeye, any other guys that's listening that needs to hear a hello. Well, this hello is for you as well. And Texas Prison Show, thank you for making this happen. Okay, I'm going to go now, baby boy. I love you. Hugs and kisses.
Okay, we're ready to go with people whose phone numbers are on here. 4097. Last four, 4097. 4097. All right, we'll come back.
Julie, that's you.
Hello.
You need to know your own phone number, hon.
Well, I know my number, and this has happened before where you guys call me, and then I'm sitting here saying hello, 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 and then you end up hanging up. But it just now the audio recording said that I have to push 6 to unmute myself, and it's
Yeah.
never said that before.
Oh, okay.
Because I usually just.
We don't hang up on you.
Anyways. Well, no, it has hung up on me before. But anyways, because I'm saying hello, 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 and you're like, well, you're not there, and so you go on. But anyways, point being, I'm here to say hey to Rodney. Hello, Rodney. What a lot of surprises that you have. I'm super excited. I'm going to watch the videos as soon as I get off. I hope you're doing well. I hate that you've been on lockdown so long. Not much really is new here, just super anxious about what the rest of the week is going to hold. Missing you like crazy. Wish that this whole crazy stuff would go away so Judy and I can get down there and visit you. It has been way too long. I am way overdue for a visit. Just kind of trudging along, doing my working stuff and trying to be outside as much as I can, not watch too much TV. Hope you're enjoying the pictures that I've been sending. I have a few more envelopes are on the way. I don't really know much else. Everything's good. Jeremy's good. Family's good. We're all okay. Just still staying away from anybody and everybody as much as we can. So without going too crazy. Well, I love you, and I'll get off. Let some other phone numbers get in there. And now I know to do *6 instead of just unmuting myself. So anyways, take care. Thanks, everybody. Really appreciate it. And go Biden. Take care.
Oh, thank you. Blanca.
Bye.
Blanca, we're ready for your call. Hello, Blanca. Blanca, you have to, yeah, there you go.
There we go. Hi. I just got on. I just want to shout out to my fiance, Wallace Decker. He's over at the GIST unit.
Go right ahead.
I just want to say that I love you and that we are praying for you, and just to keep your head up and don't get discouraged. He's about to come home soon, and we miss him and we love him so much. And so we just want him to know how much he's loved and how much we care about him, and that we're just waiting. We're just counting the days until he's home. Thank you so much.
He's getting pretty close then, huh?
Yes, yes. Hopefully within the next month or so.
Amen.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well,
Thank
good
you.
luck on it. I hope it is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, let's see. 0687. 0687.
Hola.
Hola. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches, Mr. Hank. ¿Cómo está usted?
Oh, bien, bien. ¿Y tú?
Muy bien, qué bueno. Yo estoy muy bien, gracias a Dios. Me da mucho gusto que usted también esté muy bien. Este saludo es para mi hijo, Jan Ramírez. Hola, hijo. Aquí, como siempre, esperando este día para poder mandarte muchos besos, saludos y abrazos, hijo, para mi niño hermoso. Ya sabe, mi niño, que siempre lo tengo en mi corazón, en mi mente. Estamos siempre pensando en usted, recordándolo siempre. Siempre está en nuestras oraciones de Sergio, de Elvira, de toda la gente que lo quiere, hijo, de aquí, de México. Así que, mi hijo, usted cuídese mucho, ¿verdad? Para que no se me vaya a enfermar, ¿verdad? Que no pase frío, porque aquí ya empezó el frío, ya está frío aquí en la Ciudad de México. Así que cuídese mucho, mi hijo, no se me vaya a enfermar. Y échele muchas ganas en la fe, Mantenga su fe y también acuérdese mucho de su hijo. Él está bien, no se preocupe por él está estudiando. Becky está haciendo un buen trabajo, ¿verdad? Con los niños, educándolos. Así que usted échele muchas ganas, hijo. Ya sabe que lo queremos mucho y siempre, siempre estaremos aquí para ti, hijo. Siempre estaremos aquí. También, hijo, salúdame allí a los muchachos, a Félix, a Edgardo y a Joseph Jean, por favor, hijo. Diles que les mando un saludo y también, ¿verdad? Que mantengan ellos, ¿verdad? Firmes en su fe, ¿verdad? Que no desmayen, hijo. Así que, hijo, te quiero mucho, hijo. Ya sabes que siempre, siempre te amaré, mi niño hermoso. Aquí estaré para ti siempre. Eres mi niño hermoso. Hasta pronto, mijito. Dios te bendiga y te cuide siempre, hijo. Te veo. Te quiero mucho, mijo. Gracias por el programa, Mr. Hen. Dios me lo bendiga y me lo cuide siempre. Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Buenas noches.
Okay, 6657. Last four, 6657. The last four of your phone number is 6657. You got to unmute.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
Hi, this is Julie in Georgia. Do a shout out to my nephew Wesley at the Polinsky unit. Just want you to know that we're thinking about you and you're in our prayers. I hope you're doing well. I haven't wrote you this week, but I will. I apologize. The kids all had a great Halloween. We did trunk or treat at the families on a limited family member, so it was safe for them. And we didn't have to worry about it, the candy and stuff, so that's a good thing. Your dad's doing good. I was talking to him earlier this week, him and Paula both, and I know your brother had his anniversary, so we wished him a happy anniversary. So Uncle Ronnie says tell you hi, Alicia, Teresa also. God bless, keep you safe, and I will call again next week. So I love you, sweetheart, and you're in my prayers. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Okay, so we're ready for 9874. 9874.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Just want to do a shout out to my son Wes there in Polunsky. Let him want him to keep the faith, stay prayed up, and know that the Lord does work miracles. I don't want you to be down, so just make sure you stay prayed up. Everybody's doing fine out here. Want to let you know that I love you, son, and I always will love you. And I'll let Miss Paula say a few things to you.
Hey, sweetie, I got your card. Love that card and the 3 cartoons. Hilarious. We just been doing things around here. Your dad went to work this morning, had to be there at 5, and then come home and he had to take me. I had to have one of my cats put to sleep, Ziva. So it's kind of a sad day. But I know I got to sit down and write you. I promise I will for the week's out. Anyway, I love you, praying for you, and keep your head up. Love you. Thank you, guys.
All right, thank you. 5811. 5811.
You see say that.
Hello. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay. I just want to tell y'all, thank y'all so much for the show. Y'all do a lot for us, and I really, really appreciate y'all. And I will be doing a donation tonight.
Oh, thank you.
This is a shout out to Isidro. Hey, mijo, it's Mommy. I just want to tell you that I love you and I miss you very much. Things went well with my doctor. I got a shot finally for my pain. And the next thing is for them to check my neck to make sure that everything's fine. But like my doctor said, they have to put Humpty Dumpty back together again. But I love you. Just take care in there, and I'm going to pass the phone to Dad so that way he can say hello to you. Just take care and make sure you keep your head up. I miss you so, so much, and I can't wait to see you.
Hey, mijo, it's Daddy. Hey, mijo, I just want to tell you that I love you and hope to see you soon, and you just stay safe, mijo, and I love you. You take care of yourself, okay? We'll see you soon.
Good night, mijo. Thank you, everybody.
Thank y'all for calling.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 5032.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah. Hi, just want to give a shout out to my brother Arturo Garza in the Polinsky unit. Tell my brother that I miss him, and I look forward to every Monday so I can give a shout out to him. And I haven't thanked him in a while, so I wanted to sing him this little piece really quick. I sure enjoyed the rain, but I'm looking forward to the sun. You have to feel the pain when you lose lose the love you gave someone. I thought by now that time would take away these lonely tears. I hope you're doing fine all alone. Where do I go from here? 'Cause brother, without you I'm not okay. Without you I've lost my way. My heart's stuck in second place. Ooh. Love you, brother. Without you. Thank you so much, Prison Show. See you next week, brother. We miss you. We love you. And I hope you're doing okay. And if you get a chance, write to me. I want to see how you're doing. Thanks, Prison Show.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Okay, let's see. Okay, 6362. 6362. You got to unmute. 6362. Last four of your phone. You called before. Come on. Well. Okay, and Dawn, run in. Or can we come back to you? Are you ready? I know she was talking with him a little while ago, so she may not need to. Well, whoever comes up first. 6362. Do you want to unmute and do your shout outs? I'm trying to pull up the list of people that have donated so we can thank everybody that donated through the show the last couple of weeks while we've been in fund drive here. And I think, yeah, there we go. I think I can pull it up here. And maybe not.
I got a stack of mail over here. I can give a few shout outs.
Okay, go ahead. Yeah, while I pull this up.
It's
Hello? Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hello?
Yes, we can.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so sorry. Okay, I didn't know how to mute, but I think I remembered to do *6. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I will be doing a donation through the email like I did last time. I have your email,
Thank
David.
you.
And I just wanted to do, first of all, thank you, of course. And I wanted to do a shout out for Isidro directors in the Florence unit. Just wanted to let you know, Isidro, that I have not still been able to go visit Nathan, but Sandra did go. Sandra did go, and everybody, they're doing fine. I will I'm still attempting to go maybe by Thanksgiving or before Thanksgiving. And of course, I'll send you pictures that I take over there. And just wanted to let you know that I'm praying for you and for everybody. Thank you so much. I know that you received, I hope that you already received your books. I'm sorry, I sent you the 2 books that when you asked for them. But I know you probably didn't get them for your birthday, but maybe a few days after. Keep strong. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Okay, so we want to thank all the folks that donated. And I know there are people that have donated that are not on our list because I know from my other show, Electro Love, that there are a couple of people that donated that have not made it onto our list yet. So if I don't say your name and you have donated, we thank you just like everybody else. We really appreciate it. The list is pretty short this fund drive. Janice, Michael, Judith, Rodolfo, Eugene, Texas Law, Elizabeth, Tanika, Amanda, Charlie, Marie, Evelyn, and Jessica. And there are several people from the show that donate, and we're regular donors. And I just gave them some more money here back at the start of the drive, a little after the start of the drive. So that should, let's see. Yeah, it's on there. Okay. So at any rate, we want to thank all the people that donated. It's what keeps this show on the air. And I know we're technically not in fund drive right now, but our fund drive did so poorly. We need everybody to continue to give when you can, every time you can, all you can. We don't get paid, we pay into it. And honestly, between me, David, Mike, and Death Row Angels and Rev, the Prison Show gang, Captain Tom, you know, we give as much just from the people on the show as all the rest of you give put together. And on top of the volunteer stuff that we do. So, but I do want to thank everybody that gives. It's critically important. You know, this show's been on the air 40 years. What would you do if we weren't? It's that simple. What would you do if we weren't? You know, David knows from sitting listening on his radio in a cell how important this show is. And it wasn't even his family's calling in and doing the shout outs. You know, you became his surrogate families, all you folks that called. And we've got a whole new batch of callers nowadays, but it's still the same situation. You know, it takes the donations to keep it going. So we donate, we volunteer, we constantly do this. And David's going to go to work on it as soon as we get off of here and start editing so that it'll be ready for the show to play Friday night. He's got to turn it in by tomorrow night. So the work never stops. The bills never stop. Unfortunately, the donations slow down a lot. So I don't know what we can do to remedy that.
You know, it's my birthday coming up on Thursday, and I put out there for a fund drive to donate to 90.1, and I put a goal of $500, but there's been $240 that have been given.
Good.
So
good.
Thank a couple of guys that I ride with, a few of the advocates. Miss Tanika, of course, jumped on the bandwagon. Craig Swan, you remember him from the ride? Him and Marie Lewis went off to get married by Elvis. Instead of letting me marry him, they're going to go get married by Elvis.
Send that money back. Send that money back.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a memory that would last a lifetime. I mean, get married by Elvis. Pretty cool. And but then we got to thank the inmates. I got talked to Robin. And I'm going to meet with Robin on Thursday to get her to those checks from the Inmate Trust Fund. But thanks to Donald and thanks to John. We really appreciate you guys. But I got some shout outs, man. I got a book while ago.
We want to thank Hank, too, because I got his check after all that rigmarole.
Thank the other Hank. You spend a lot of money on postage making sure that I get my book and all that stuff. And I always want to thank you so much for sending all that stuff. I had to get my knife out and get rid of all the painter's tape and everything, but it's pretty cool. I opened it up and I got a book. Edward Rodriguez, thank you so much. I was a peer educator also, so I know what you're going through. Stick in there. Don't let them get you down. Shane Flournoy, John R. Green, Humberto Carmona. If I'm pronouncing everybody's names right. I probably butcher them up, but I try from the bottom of my heart. Charles Payne, Maurice Mitchell. There's another one from Henry Lamb. How many letters you sent me this week?
I sent you one bundle, and then that, which is one you need to look at. And little envelope,
Steve Holenberg, David Roy Carter. We got two of them from David Ray Carter. I got another one from John Sane, and then Pagston McLean, I guess. John's been writing pretty regular. I need to sit down and write him back a JPay at least. You know, he tried to donate some stamps to us, and those stamps got confiscated. Guys, be careful sending out the stamps. I know there's a lot of ministries out there that accept the stamps. But if they're going to be confiscating them, it's better if you just go ahead and keep them. If there's any way you want to make a donation to us, go through the snail mail and go through the Inmate Trust Fund. We really appreciate the donations. I appreciate the thoughtfulness about the stamps, but I'd rather pay for the stamps than have them get confiscated so I can go down to the post office and buy some. As far as the prison show goes, man.
How can they get a hold of us?
Well, I give out my address again. I really think it's easier than trying to get in that station. I've been trying to get in with Robin, and she finally said she'd be up there again on Thursday instead of Wednesday this week.
Yeah, I'm supposed to meet her up there too.
But my address here at the house, you can write The Prison Show, care of David Collingsworth, And the address is 4414 McLeister Drive, Spring, Texas, 77373. So you guys go ahead and write us here. You send it. I got to send Jennifer. I think I got one for you, Hank. I'll have to send that to you. I'll probably just scan it since it's only one.
Okay.
I'll send you that picture of it or whatever. Man, thanks guys for sticking in there. I know it's hard sometimes to get the reception. Bobby was down working on the antenna last week, so hopefully that's up and running. Some of the guys are saying that where I used to listen to it at on Gib Lewis, it's faded in and out. Didn't we lose the Goodrich Livingston antenna?
Yes.
I think that's what was getting it so strong whenever I was up there. But without that, they're dependent upon the Huntsville antenna, and it's just not quite strong enough to get up that far.
Yeah, they're just repeaters. They're very weak little units compared to our 100,000 watts down here.
Ray had always told me they were supposed to have a 100-mile radius. So
No.
That's pretty.
The repeaters don't.
I think they're only putting out about 40.
Yeah, they're very low power, yeah. You know, our Galveston one is down as well. It's been down, what, 3 years now? And
Yeah, well, it was on some guy's apartment, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was on top of the building up there, but they lost that. And then I'm not even sure why they called it Livingston Goodrich. The thing was closer down to Shepherd, but you know, I don't know why they chose that. But at any rate, that's been down a couple of years too. So really, it's just us and the Huntsville one, you know, that everybody has to rely on. So,
and then, like I said, once you get out of Huntsville, you can't get out of Huntsville 20, 30 miles, maybe 40 at the most, and you're not picking it up. Whenever I was on the Bird unit, it was hard to pick it up in the building through the coax cable, but yet we could get a dipole antenna and throw it out the window and pick it up like it wasn't nothing.
we're not recommending anything, guys. So don't get that wire and split it into two.
No, that's not what I'm saying. On commissary, they sell a thing that's called a dipole antenna.
Oh, okay.
And it's legal, and you have to buy an adapter, and then you buy a dipole antenna, and it's 10 feet long, and it's in the shape of a T.
Yeah.
It's legal. You can't hang it up in your cell and leave it hanging up, but you're able to take it out when you listen to the radio, and you can. I used to put it behind the bed and lay it out across the floor, the length of the cell, and but whenever the prison show would come on, I'd want to listen to Ray. I could get a little bit of the screen loose so that I could chunk it out the window, and then I could really pick it up. But the problem with that, especially if you're on the first floor, is them guards will walk by and take that sucker.
Yeah,
so
just snatch it out of there.
If you're able to get a dipole antenna, that's probably your best way to go. So, but in the meantime, we've only got a couple of minutes left, and I just really wanted to thank everybody for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for sticking with us during the pledge drive. We've said it before. Hank and I both say it, man. It bugs us to death have to ask for money and have to keep pitching, and we like to keep having the show. And sometimes I think that's why the callers slow down towards the end, because they're just tired of hearing about the pledge drive. But whenever the station's a listener sponsored, then that means that we have to do it. So it's out of our control. But in the meantime, COVID-19 is starting to pick up again, and I've heard some horror stories lately down there. So guys, wash your mask, wash your hands, try and stay as close as you can away from each other. If you can't stay away from each other because you're in that cell, then the two of you just wash everything. Keep everything as clean as you can, and don't try not to breathe on each other.
Yeah, you're a team. You got to work as a team. They got to work as a team. Yeah.
Team up against it so that you beat that thing. But y'all just wash it as much as you can. And in the meantime, y'all stay tuned for Rebel Radio. Hey, this is Cowboy Dave with the Prison Show. I got a couple of minutes, and I wanted to get a message out to everybody. I just want to say thank you for donating to the Prison Show. Thank you for getting on the Zoom call. Thank you for having a little bit of patience with us. But on the same hand, the last couple of weeks, we've actually had people that are trying to disrupt the Prison Show, and I'm not sure why. We're volunteers. We do everything we can from the bottom of our heart. But yet, whenever we open up the show with Charlie and the Regrets, some people last week decided they wanted to play their own music, and they thought that it was funny, but yet they're disrupting us. and that is our own personal time that we're volunteering to do the show. We want to make everybody feel welcome, and we don't know how to make you feel welcome if you're not going to come on and participate like adults. I don't know how else to say it. You got to be an adult, and the prison show has a format, and that format means that the first hour is all about cops, courts, jails, any kind of news that we can think of to get on there that's relevant, any kind of program that guys and gals can use to get out and stay out. Last night, Bridges to Life was on there, Tifa was on there, Taj was on there, but yet someone decided that their shout out was more important than what we were doing during the first hour. Now, we encourage everybody to call or log in and get on the prison show Zoom pre-recording so that you get the live experience of the prison show. And the earlier that you call or log in, the sooner you can make your shout out. And I know it gets late, but the sooner you get on during the first hour, the sooner you can get off during the second hour. So please be mindful of everybody else and don't push your music or try and make shout outs. Just have a little patience with us, and we'll get to you as soon as we can.